Welcome, I'm Cassandra, and this is your general and love forecast for June 2018. This is for Virgo, Sun, Moon, and Rising signs. So let's go ahead and jump into it. Okay, for the first card, this is Virgo Sun, Virgo Moons, and Virgo Risings. So we have the Six of Swords. So this would definitely indicate that you guys are moving away from a situation that involved a loss. So for some of you, this could have been a loss that was perhaps maybe work related. This could have been a loss that had to do with issues in the it could be in the family. So in this particular card, you see her in this leaf. Typically in most other cards you see a child, a woman, and a man. But this is indicating that we're moving away from a situation that had loss and disappointment. And we are going in search to find peace on the other side of the shore. We have the sun in the background. So the sun keeps us hopeful. We know we will find our peace. So this is positive. Not so positive that we've been through a loss, but we are moving away from it and we are ready to find that peace. Oh, so it's clarified by the star. So this is beautiful energy. So we move away from a loss of some sort, and we're finding our peace. And then we have this beautiful energy come in. And this is the energy of us having that faith. We know that things are going to get better. We have hope. We have faith. And this is a card of also being blessed from above. So we're definitely getting the go-ahead to, yes, move to the other side of that shore, find your peace. This is what God, the divine source, the universe, however you want to look at it, would want. This card is also a card of good health. So if your health has been not so great lately, this would definitely indicate an improvement with health, especially if it's anxiety or depression. This would definitely indicate an improvement. But this is also a card of us being told, hey, go ahead, whatever you wish, make a wish, because it can happen. This is a card that is very inspirational. Very inspirational. Love this card. And definitely sets us up very positive to start with. Okay, so this would be the circumstances. So we have the Seven of Cups. I always refer to this card as the emotional wish choice card. So now with all of these emotional choices, there's always illusion that can get in the way here. Now ultimately we want to pick spirit. But for some, we might be like, oh, but I want a partner. I think I'll choose that. Well, you could get this person and they may be awful. All the glitters is not gold. You don't want to judge a book by its cover, so you don't want to look at these things and be like, oh, but this looks great. Like, oh, I like this diamond ring, but you get it home, you find out it's some fake gold's turning your finger green, and and then the diamond ain't even really a diamond. So illusions can come up. When we always go to spirit, we don't have to worry about the illusions, but This is a card of we have the choice, and it's an emotional choice that we have to make. Kind of like a card of daydreaming as well. You see his eyes. This is his head. Okay, so it's clarified by the Hermit, which is our card, in the reverse. Now, the Hermit in reverse, this can indicate that perhaps maybe you gave someone some advice, maybe they disregarded it, but this more than likely is indicating that you have not taken your own good advice, or someone had gave you good advice and you may have disregarded it. But more times than not, this is us not listening to our own good advice. Now, this card can also indicate that we might be in a state where we could be relying on wishful thinking, and that, yeah, we don't want to do that. That's not good. I mean, it's okay to daydream as long as you put some action behind it. You know, you don't want to stay stuck in daydreaming land, you know, because it does have a benefit to it, but not when you stay in it. But if you use your daydreams as a tool to manifest, that can be very, very beneficial, but you can't stay in that daydreamy world. So, now, another side to this card is that it can be indicating that perhaps maybe we could be repeating some mistakes, maybe even some foolish mistakes. Maybe we're failing to learn our lesson, so that'll resonate with a few of you. This can also be a card of daydreaming. But the problem here is especially when we have these two together, these are both daydreaming type of cards. The Hermit's not a daydreamer when he's in the upright position, but in the reverse, he becomes wishful thinking, daydreaming. Now, yeah, that doesn't work out to our benefit. We don't want to get stuck in daydreaming, because a lot of times when our head is in the clouds, we can't see how dark it really is outside. So, to the point, you know, that can be indicating that a situation is pretty damn dark, but we're not seeing it for what it is because our head is in the clouds. So, you got to pull your head out of the clouds if that's what you're doing. For those of you who are, you'll know, and you just need to pull your head out of the clouds. Stop daydreaming. It, like I said, it's okay to do it, you know, for 15, 20 minutes, but if it's a focused type of daydreaming towards manifesting, that's how we would want to do this daydreaming, okay? But this could also be indicating that an emotional choice that you have to make, that perhaps maybe you're going to make the wrong choice because of being wishful, having that wishful thinking, and with your head being stuck in the clouds, perhaps. Or you not taking your own advice, not listening to that inner voice that knows better than we do sometimes. Well, always, actually. So to me, this could definitely indicate that perhaps maybe a wrong choice could be made, and we don't want to do that. So if I can help you avoid it, I'd love to. Okay, so this would be the focus. So we have the Chariot here in the reversed position. So this is about us going after a goal of ours. And unfortunately, when this is in the reversed position like so, sometimes this can feel like, the battle has just been so long and so crazy. This card can bring mental, emotional, physical exhaustion because we just keep pushing and pushing and pushing ourselves, so we can end up making ourselves ill. We need to take a break because we're pushing ourselves beyond the brink, and that's not good. We have got to take a break, because when we do not take a break, then we can end up ill. And then you're forced to take that break. And I don't know about you guys, but I can think of a better way to take a break than to be sick. No, thank you. Now, a lot of times this can indicate that, you might be feeling like you're at the end of your rope mentally, like you just want to give up. But we can't give up. I mean, you can, but I don't recommend it. Instead of giving up, get up, okay? First, you need to rest. But get up after you take that rest. Now, this particular goal that you were going after, or whatever you've been battling over, while you're resting, you need to really think about it. Is this something that you really want? Is it something you really want? Is this something that you really want to continue going after? If it is, then you need to take a break so that you can rest, recover, recuperate, and then you can be able to potentially revise your plan before you jump back into battle, before you go back after whatever it is you were going after. But you need to take the break, because that is what this is about. This could be our body literally breaking down here. Now, for some of you, this could be indicating your car breaking down. So, I hate saying that. I hate having to put that out there. But for some of you, if you know that your car has been acting a bit odd, I would get it to a shop immediately before it completely takes a crap. Because when we see this card, this can indicate car issues are coming up. Sometimes this can be, a flat tire. Sometimes this can be in a mechanical, engine type of issue. Sometimes on occasion this can actually represent a car accident. I hate saying it, but it's going to resonate with a couple of you. Now, I don't want everybody to freak out and think they're going to get into an accident, okay? I don't foresee this as being a serious accident. If, for those who do get into one, don't worry. You're going to be okay. But I have to mention it, okay? Okay, so it is clarified by the Knight of Swords in the reverse position. So, with this particular Knight in the reverse position, like so, this definitely indicates that things are just definitely out of control. They're a hot mess. This could be in your home life, your personal life. This could be in your work life, or it could be at home. Or it could be both. It could be both for some of you. And this is definitely what's feeding into wearing you out. Now, the Knight of Wands in reverse, this energy is disorganized, out of control. It's chaotic. A lot of times we see delays, things being postponed associated with this particular card. Sometimes we're waiting on a message and it's not being delivered. It's being delayed, postponed, or it's not delivered properly. Now, some other aspects to this card is the Knight of Wands in reverse can be very narrow-minded, argumentative, just downright ornery, okay? Issues that can come up with this is jealousy, insecurity, self-doubt, vulnerability, personal conflicts. So a lot of that negative self-talk. So that definitely won't help. Now the Chariot in reverse, sometimes this can indicate that perhaps, especially if we're competing for something in our life, you know, it could be something we're competing for in our personal life. It could be something we're competing for in our career, our job. And sometimes, you know, this can indicate that perhaps maybe the other people around us are maybe doing better than we are at the present moment, but it's because we need to take the break because we're pushing ourselves beyond the brink. So you got to know when to take that break, because clearly there is lots of stress. There's no shortage of stress here, and Virgo's a very nervous type of sign from all the nervous energy, so we naturally run off of that nervous energy. But you know, this is too much. We need to take a break, because this can affect our immune system, and you know, you could end up getting a cold, you know, just many different things. So let's avoid it if we can, okay? I totally understand that things are a mess for you guys right now, but the best thing you can do is take a break. Take the much needed break that your body and your mind really, really needs, okay? Because after that break, you'll be able to think more clearly, and you'll be able to look at the situation in a different way. Maybe we need a break so that we can look at it more objectively. Sometimes we just got to pull ourselves out of a situation so that we can step back and look at it objectively. And sometimes that can help here, because we can look at it objectively and we'll know exactly what we need to tweak in order to bring this Chariot card to the upright and start moving forward yet again. Okay, so this would be the recent past. So we have the Devil card here. So the Devil card, he is associated with addictions, obsessions, fear, karmic, toxic relationships, and these can be platonic or romantic. So it can be a friendship, you know, it could be even a marriage partner. But a lot of times I tend to associate this card fear. Sometimes we become obsessed with fear. Sometimes we can become addicted to something. Maybe we could be addicted and obsessed with a particular person, a particular situation. But again, obsessions, fear, addictions, karmic toxic relationships. This is also a Capricorn card, so how funny. It's clarified by the Four of Coins, which is the Sun in Capricorn. So for some of you, you could have been dealing with the Capricorn, or this could be representing your overall energy. So the devil and then 4 of coins. So to me, this almost seems like obsessing over getting and making that the finances. You want that financial security. So maybe some of you have become addicted or obsessed with working more, trying to build up a savings account. Maybe for some of you, you could be in a work type of situation that could be a bit karmic. Maybe your boss, you might have karma with your boss or with a fellow co-worker. All types of situations here. But it definitely looks like maybe, I mean, some of you could have even been pretty fearful about your financial security. But it seems like the focus here in the recent past has been on finances. We don't want to obsessively worry about things, and I know that's hard for Virgos because we're good at worrying. But this is where we could really use this star energy. Have faith. Keep the hope and have faith. Let's not obsess and worry over things. Let things unfold naturally. Okay, so this would be the present, the here and the now energy. So we have 2 of coins in the reverse position. So this would definitely indicate that we are trying to juggle too much at once. Perhaps some of you are trying to juggle different, multiple jobs. Maybe some of you are trying to juggle, your home life and your work life. Maybe some of you are experiencing some family issues and you're having a hard time dealing with those on top of work. This could be many different things. For some of us, this can indicate that we are juggling finances. But unfortunately, we cannot keep this juggling act up in this reverse position. So one of these coins perhaps is going to fall away from us. So we really need to take this time to choose while we can which one we want to focus on. Because this is a card indicating that we have way too many irons in the fire, and we don't want to get burned, okay? So we need to really narrow it down and focus our energy, because as it sits right now, we're spreading ourselves too thin. We're wearing ourselves out. And we've got to stop doing that. We've got to take a break, pick one thing for now, and focus on it. Okay? Now, this can also indicate that there could be some disappointing news that you could have already received or you may soon receive in regards to finances. Okay, so it's clarified by the 5 of Wands in the reverse position. So this card, when it's in the upright position, is a card of confusion and struggles and conflicts. So now that it's in the reverse position, it definitely shows that there's an end coming to the conflicts and the struggling and the confusion. Sometimes this can indicate that a mediator could come in and help us. And sometimes this can indicate that an opportunity could come from this. But this is a card where we decide, hey, let's sit down like mature adults and let's talk things through in a constructive way so that we can solve this problem or this conflict. So sometimes an opportunity can arise from this once the conflict is solved. So it'll be a possibility for a few of you. Okay, so for the near future, we have the Knight of Wands. This is amazing. I'm very, very happy, so, because boys have been bumpy, okay? So this is the near future, so coming very soon, Knight of Wands. So this knight always brings us changes, but these changes are always extremely positive. For some of you, this could be someone that comes into your life. This could be a very generous friend, a very generous lover. You know, this card can also indicate that there could be a change of residence. There could be travel on the horizon. Sometimes we're deciding to go on an adventure. Sometimes these things are very unexpected and it's almost like they come from left field, but they're very, very good and positive changes. So don't worry about these changes that come, okay? These will be changes that are very, very positive. But overall, this can definitely indicate a major change about to occur in our life. But it is one that is extremely positive. So there is nothing to worry about. Oh, now that is beautiful. So it's clarified by the sun. So when I see the sun, it just makes me think, yay, optimism, enthusiasm, I've got this, you know. Look at him, he looks all strong, holding the sun in one hand, holding the earth in the other. I got this. Yeah, you do have it. So this card can definitely indicate us receiving the things that we want. You know, for some of you, this will most definitely indicate that there could be a relationship coming, possibly romantic. But no matter what this is good. This as well could indicate us getting to change residence. Whatever it is that you want, the sun is an extremely positive card when it's in the upright position. So, yeah, we can have it. We can have it. So these changes are going to be extremely beneficial for us and for our future. This is beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. And for some of you, this could even be indicating some Leo type energy. Or we could be dealing with Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, or we could just be dealing with the overall energy. But, you know, that will resonate with a few of you. You could have someone come into your life unexpectedly, and they could potentially be Leo, Aries, Sagittarius. So this would be your attitude. So this is very positive card here. We have the Two of Wands. So this is about us setting something into motion. And we're sitting here waiting on those results. We set something into motion and we are waiting on results. Sometimes this can also indicate that perhaps someone may offer to help you out. Someone may want to have a partnership with you. Business partnership. It's always possible. Okay, so it's clarified by Temperance in the reverse position. So this is where we're being impatient, maybe even intolerant. This is also where our emotions are getting the better of us. So our intellect and our emotions are not balanced. our emotions have taken the driving, the steering wheel, so to speak. And yeah, that's not good. Now, to me, this would definitely be indicating that perhaps most of you are getting pretty impatient in regards to waiting on some results. Maybe you're, feeling impatient. You're tired of waiting for these, good things to start happening, for these good changes to start happening. But we need to be patient, and we need to be tolerant. And this is also a card of, you need to slow down. Because, we're definitely being told you need to slow down. And here it is again. You need to slow down. Slow down and smell the roses. And I really mean this, because sometimes we take, certain things for granted, but we really need to slow down and smell some roses. Admire their beauty. Admire their fragrance. Because the moment that you actually slow down for a moment to admire something, an opportunity could find you. And guess what? If you had just kept speeding along trying to get things done, you would have never gotten to get this opportunity. But by slowing down, you can actually end up getting an opportunity. So slow down. I understand that you guys are definitely ready to get things going and moving, but slow down, because first and foremost, we don't need to push ourselves beyond the brink anymore. But we don't want to screw ourselves out of any potential possible opportunities that could be amazing. And if we're just speeding right through everything, we miss the opportunity. But if you slow down and you take that time and quit being impatient, then you might be surprised by some unexpected opportunity that comes your way. Okay, so this is how other people would see you. So we have this Six of Wands in the reverse position. So this is about us putting a lot of our energy, our time, a lot of our work into achieving a goal. And we experience delay after delay with this goal that we're going after. And sometimes it can feel like we've been hit with a roadblock. Because this is a card of victory, and when it's in the reversed position, that victory is being delayed, postponed. Yeah, and that's definitely not what we want to be happening. Stress and tension can really come up here in a huge way. But there's also a need to not overreact to the events, okay? Because under this type of energy, things could appear like they're at a standstill. Let's not overreact and let our emotions take the steering wheel, okay? Do not overreact. Sure, it may appear that nothing is occurring, but there is something occurring. We just don't see it. So let's stay patient, hopeful, have faith, and know that things are going to work out for us, okay? We have to be patient. We have to ride this proverbial storm out, so to speak, okay? Because trust me, nobody likes a delay, but delays always happen for a very good reason. And sometimes we just don't see it in the moment, but sometimes it's revealed to us later on. And then you'll be like, oh, wow, yeah, I'm glad that things didn't move as fast as I wanted them to. Okay, so we have the Queen of Cups to clarify. So this woman, she's very devoted to matters of the heart. She likes to nurture others. You know, she could be a good wife, a good loving mother. No matter what it is, she's very committed. Now, she likes to be of help, and she is definitely concerned with the welfare of other people. She's very sensitive, and this woman tends to rely on her intuition more than logic and reason. She feels everything, and she wants to know, you know, what is at the deepest level, what, you know, of a situation, what is at the core of a situation. But most of all, this queen, she wishes to please. So for some of you, perhaps maybe you could be working with this woman. Perhaps this could be the woman that's looking at you like you need to calm down and be patient and don't overreact and take a break. Or you guys could end up channeling this queen's energy yeah. And she relies on her feelings and her intuitions rather than logic and intellect. Okay, so this would be the hopes and fears category. So we have the Ten of Cups in reverse, so I'm automatically going to say, well, this is probably a fear for most of you. The Ten of Cups in reverse is us having our home, our happily ever after is a hot mess. The home life, the marriage, the relationship is quite rocky. Could even be issues with children. Can also be issues with things in the home breaking down. And typically the things that break down, they break down due to water. So, you know, water heaters, washing machines, pipes. Sometimes, you know, this is a card of an act of God, so Mother Nature, flooding, you know, water in general. But, you know, this can indicate that, you know, something could be breaking down in the house. But this is a hopes or fears category, so I don't want to explain completely into depth that much. It's just a hopes and fears category. For some, it does manifest. For others, it does not. Okay, so clarifying it, so this seems like a hope and a fear altogether. So we have the King of Coins. So this is the king for all financial advice. This is the person you want to ask those financial questions to. This man can teach you how to make that money, and he has no problem doing it. This is a man that's very successful himself. You know, sometimes they can be an entrepreneur, banker, broker, real estate agent, veterinarian. I mean, oh, I could keep going and going and going. But they make money. I mean, some of them are really good at actually making wealth. Because the pentacles, the coins, they're definitely about solid and stable. And he is in the upright position, so he is a good person. So that seems like a hope and a fear altogether. Okay, so this would be the final outcome. So we have the Three of Wands in the reversed position. So, typically this is a card of partnership and cooperation. So, it's like we have a desire to accomplish something. A lot of times this can be about a partnership. But unfortunately, when it's in the reverse position, this is kind of like take one step forward, now take two backwards. So now we're like back at square one. Now, typically, it is under this type of energy, it is because maybe we are wasting too much of our energy and attention by focusing on the details at the cost of the big picture. So it's like we're staring at a couple trees instead of seeing the whole entire forest, okay? And being Virgos, we are definitely very detail-oriented, okay? But we don't want to be getting lost in those details. We don't want to be putting all of our focus on every single detail, okay? Because this could actually cost us. We need to be seeing the big picture as opposed to just a couple details. Sometimes this can indicate that we're just simply preoccupied. We have too many irons in the fire, so we're spreading ourselves too thin. This is also a warning where we do not want to have excessive pride or overconfidence in regards to this, because that can be a downfall for us. And for some of you, this can definitely indicate that perhaps maybe our talents or our skills may not be as fine-tuned as they should be. Or this could indicate that the competition or conditions around us, you know, could be stronger than our own efforts. But for most of us, I feel like this is more about getting lost in the details of things and having a bit too many irons in the fire, so to speak. Well, focusing on the details is good so that, you know, we can try to prevent ourselves costly mistakes. At the same time, we don't want to focus too much on every single detail, because we could cost ourselves an even bigger opportunity. Because this is a type of opportunity that is one that could be a business partnership. Or, you know, it could be a project that, you know, has to do with education. But overall, especially when this card's in the upright position, this is success. Sometimes this is traveling over water. But for most, I feel like this is work. But looky there. So, we have the Six of Wands, the victory card for the final outcome. So, if you guys can stop spreading yourself thin, stop focusing on just a couple details and losing sight of the big picture. If we can stop doing these things and make sure that we are truly focused on making this work, then we can obtain our victory. We can emerge victorious. We just got to stop scattering ourselves. We've got to focus. We got to, essentially we got to dig our heels in. But I don't want you guys getting lost on just a couple details, but we need to be seeing the entire forest, okay? We don't want to look at just a couple trees. We need to see the whole forest. Because otherwise, that's like a lack of info, a lack of resources in the reverse position. And we don't want to end up having a lack of resources or information. So don't get too caught up in the details, Virgo. Okay, so for the bottom of the deck, we have 7 of coins. So this is a beautiful card. I love this card. This is a card of you reap what you sow, because it is so very true. So typically this is us working very hard, taking care of an investment. Typically this is a card of harvest. So we've sown good seeds, we've taken care of those crops, we've fed them, we've watered them, we've kept the garden de-weeded. We put a lot of time and energy and work into this, and it pays off with a good harvest. So this can definitely indicate an investment of some sorts that perhaps maybe you made, or maybe you're just looking at it like, when am I finally going to get, some financial windfall come in. I've worked my hiney off for this many years. This is very positive. This would definitely indicate that, yes, we will have money come in, okay? Let's just make sure that we take a break. Don't be impatient. Have faith. Don't lose hope. Don't get lost in the details. And we'll emerge victorious, and we will have a lovely harvest. So that money will come in. It's going to flow in. Ooh, okay, so we clarify we have the 2 of Cups. So for some of you, this could be a relationship. Some of you could actually be working with maybe a very close friend or even a significant other in regards to an investment of some sort. Now with the 2 of Cups upright, this is definitely a card of cooperation, communication, balance, also duality here. So, I mean, this is very, very positive. Sometimes this can indicate a potential gift that could come for some of you. That'll resonate with some of you. But no matter what, this definitely indicates that there is a partnership that is balanced, and it can bring perhaps a happy event could be on the horizon for some. But this is also a card that's indicating a very, very good relationship. Maybe perhaps one that you've had to work at. I mean, all relationships take work. I mean, they're not easy. Not at all. But, this is also a card of understanding and good partnerships, cooperation, sharing, kindness, thoughtfulness. It's like 2 people that come together, and it can be completely platonic or romantic, but it's like two people coming together and you bring the absolute best out of each other. So that is positive. I'm loving it. Okay, I have love oracle cards for us, but I also have some cards here. It's called the Good Tarot. Now, these cards are put in the context of positive affirmations. Now, I know the tarot like the back of my hand, okay? I've been reading for over 20 years, so I don't need any help when it comes to tarot. But when it comes to putting all these cards in the most positive affirmation context, yeah. I'm going to need a little bit of time, and I just got this deck. So, for this month, I will definitely be reading from the book, but I'm going to work on memorizing it for everybody. So, but I just thought that this could help because these cards make it really positive. And for some of you, you know, maybe one of these cards, the affirmations, may be extra special to you. And if that happens, then you know, hey, pause the video if you have to, write it down what I'm saying, and then repeat this affirmation every day. Or several times a day. Whatever works for you. For some of you, it'll just be nice to hear and whatever, moving on. But I like the fact that it brings some positivity in, because who can't use some positivity? I mean, I know I can. So, the first card, Hierophant. The Hierophant, spiritual practice. When this card appears, it reminds me to be committed to a spiritual practice to ensure a conscious contact to my higher power. When I have daily practice of prayer and meditation steeped in gratitude and committed to being a co-creator, life works out in wondrous ways. Rituals are in my highest good at this time, and exchanging vows is also highlighted. Ooh, that's nice. And the Fool. So the Fool, enthusiasm. I know that a spiritual approach rarely appears logical and sometimes even seems impractical. However, when this card appears, I can take a risk and trust that with faith, anything is possible. The invisible realms will reveal each step along the way. I am meant to experience this regardless of where I travel. This is a time when I am learning that I am a spiritual being having a human experience. So this definitely seems to bounce off of the Star card. And the Emperor. So, wow, 3 major arcanas for us. Emperor, authority. Following the rules right now is exactly what I should be doing. People in authority come to my aid and give me good advice when I ask for it. I can have the strong confidence that this card suggests. Dealing with institutions like banks, governments, or schools are also highlighted at this time. Okay, so those may or may not be helpful. Let me know if you liked it. Okay, so these will be the love oracle cards for Virgo, Sun, Moon, and Rising signs that are single. Codependency. Addictions are affecting your romantic life. Ouch. So some of you could be experiencing some codependency issues. And these would be definitely blocking you from getting into a relationship, into a union. So if this is something that you want, if you want to be in a relationship, you want to be in union, then we might want to kick whatever we're being codependent with. This could be an actual substance. This could be us being codependent as far as we don't want to be alone. Codependency can happen in so many different ways, but and for some, that could be a turnoff if you're extremely codependent and clingy. That could be blocking you from finding somebody. So we don't want to be overly codependent. Religious factors. Your love life is influenced by your religious upbringing and spiritual path. So some of you are definitely holding out like, hey, I gotta find somebody that is going to be able to follow the same religion or the same spiritual path that I do. And I won't accept anything but. Okay, so this could be the one. You've already met the romantic partner you seek. So some of you have already met the person that you want to be with. And this is probably something that's progressing along slowly. But if any of you have had some inklings wondering, like, I wonder if this is the one. Definitely a strong possibility. Okay, so this will be for the Virgo, Sun, Moon, and Rising signs that are married or in a relationship. Let your friends help you. Ask for and accept support from others. And that's very true. Sometimes us Virgos don't like to speak up. We're always helping everybody else. We're always being of service to everybody else, and we tend to just sacrifice ourselves sometimes. And this is definitely a call like, hey, you're human. You need to speak up. Allow your friends to help you. Because, we have the tendency to just keep going, and everybody looks at us like, oh, you guys are just so strong, you don't stop. But it is okay to let that guard down momentarily, okay? And ask a friend for help, or, get a friend that'll listen to you. Don't be afraid to accept the support from someone that would be your friend. I mean, come on, we can do it, Yes, we're strong, we're always helping everybody, but, we don't have to suffer ourselves. We don't have to keep ourselves in that spot. We can speak up, and hey, shoot, some people owe us. We need to be able to talk to somebody every now and then. So don't be afraid to let that happen. true love. This is the romance of a lifetime. Ooh. So, I mean, this is for the married folks and the folks that are in a relationship. So, true love. You'll know if this resonates with you or not. Because I can already hear some Virgos that have been married for years like, oh God, give me a break. Ooh, engagement. Your love life is ascending to a higher level of commitment. So, perhaps some of you that are in a relationship, maybe you've been wondering and having those thoughts like, will I ever end up getting married to the person I'm with? This would be a positive sign indicating that yes, you will end up getting engaged, but it's going to take time. So it's not going to happen over the next month, okay? It's going to take time. It's going to slowly progress, okay? So just give it time. Let it unfold naturally, okay? Remain hopeful. Have faith. Keep the faith. Things will happen when they're supposed to. We don't want to push it. Okay? Alright, I hope this reading helps. If you liked the Good Tarot, let me know. And as always, I love you guys. And I'm sending you blessings of healing, prosperity, and love. Talk to you next month.